How's it going, mates? This is Mrjacharles. We're back with Clannad visual novel, the Ichinose playthrough. Now, previously we were planning something about her birthday or something that's coming up on the 13th of May, but our boy Tommy has some plans. He's thinking this through strategically with his brain, so I guess we're gonna see where this goes. 8 in the morning, we're at this bitch's house. I'm standing in front of Katomi's house. I'm not going to school today, so I'm wearing my regular clothes, just being a proper rebel. I hope the police didn't come 18 years old or some shit. I press the doorbell. No answer. Well, time to go home. We fucked up. On to the next playthrough. Well, whatever. She may have no intention of leaving the house, but she'll soon figure out what I'm doing out here. I'd better get started. Play the violin for her. She likes it. Most of the garden is still in the shade. I step into the grass. This looks very nice, by the way. Very green. Dampening my pants with the morning dew. Ew. Oh, you mean like the bottom bit when you walk through, right? Okay, I thought you meant your ass for some reason. I startle a white butterfly near my feet, and it flaps away over the roof. I stand next to the rusted garden table. I look around. I let out a sigh. Even in the morning sunlight, the garden looks like an uncivilized grassland. At least there are still some flowers left near the hedge. Always good. Yep, nice little, presentation PowerPoint transition there. I set the chairs back on their... Oh, it actually looks nice now, on their feet, and place them where they belong. Is it me, or has the budget mainly been spent on, like, the Katomi story? Because I swear I'm getting a lot more images now. This is how I express my determination, by rearranging some fucking chairs. I take off my jacket and roll up my sleeves. My first task is weeding. I wrap my hands around the large weeds and uproot them. Their roots run deep, so it takes a lot of strength. Alright, how's this gonna look? Did something change, or is that just me? I quickly start to sweat. As the sun rises higher, I can feel the back of my neck start to burn. I didn't realize it'd be this much work! My shirt is clinging to my back, my arms are all scraped up, and my fingertips are rubbing raw. Let's be honest though, I mean, like, this might be bad, but at least not doing it in 40-degree heat. That's something that happens in Hangzhou, China. When it's summer, it's 40 fucking degrees Celsius. So you know what, I don't even pity you that much. I should have brought work gloves. Yeah, well that might have been a good idea. I wipe at the sweat and curse my haphazard plan. I remember the garden always being beautiful, so I thought gardening was easy work. In retrospect, considering how beautiful it was, it must have taken lots of work to maintain. What should I do now? There isn't much point in dealing with the weeds unless I do something about the overgrown grass first. Oh right. Something comes to mind and I put the work on hold for now. Well, the fact that you might need a lawnmower. I go around the side of the house. Next to a faucet is a shovel, a broom, and a manual lawnmower. I don't know if those things existed. Next to those is a small shed. I open the door. Just as I thought, lots of gardening tools are stored inside. Organised against the walls are shovels, a sickle, pesticides, chemicals, and even fertilizer. Man, you really have everything here. But you don't have any gardening qualifications, so how the fuck are you... I wouldn't know where to fucking start with this shit. Then again, I'm not Japanese, so I don't know everything. Hanging on the hook behind the door are 2 work smocks. What the hell is a smock? Might need to Google that. Katomi's parents must have used these. I pick up the sickle and see that the whole blade is red with rust. This is useless. You could just Taobao it, just take a photo of it and then pray. I go for a pair of hedge clippers next. Its blades are also reddish brown and it creaks when I try to use it. Looking around the shed again, I find a whetstone. I don't know how to properly sharpen anything, but it's better than nothing. I sit down in the shed and get the clippers' blades against the stone. Sounds like a good plan. With my newly sharpened clippers, I return to the forest of weeds. Snip. It makes a heavier and wetter sound than cutting paper, and tufts of grass fall to the ground. This is much better. Now that the sun is all the way up, the temperature is also rising. Oh joy. I'm still working away with the clippers, hiding behind my own shadow. I concentrate on the work, stopping only to wipe away my sweat. I made it sound like he had an orgasm there, but that's not what happened. The clippers seem to be dulling. I look up to see that it's already getting dark. What, you got a path thing? I can see a bit of brick, that wasn't there before. Because I kept my face down the whole day, the reddish sun seems too bright for me. I gaze at the sunset for a while. My back and arms feel heavy, as if filled with lead. My throat is completely dry. I look around at the results of the day's work. The conspicuous weeds are all gone, and about half of the lawn is cut. All of the refuse is collected in a corner of the garden. It looks much different from this morning. I still don't feel any sense of accomplishment. Well, these things take time, my boy. Even though I worked the entire day, it's still far from the garden of my memory. I start to hear the sounds of nighttime insects. They seem louder than yesterday. Maybe they're like that freshly cut shit. You gonna get this loud even after I cut so much down? I curse at them for no reason. The grass I spent so much energy cutting will just go back to the way it was in a few days. I stick the hedge clippers into the ground and wipe the sweat from my back. There's still tomorrow. I say that to psych myself up, but my voice is drowned out by the insects. Tomorrow, huh? I look down at Kotomi's house, rising in the dim light. The dark glass that blocks off the living room is as unchanging as a mural. There's still no light coming from the second floor. It must be pitch black inside. I look around once more. Interspersed among the erratically overgrown grass are patches of darkness. Evil thoughts are crawling out. I came to this garden numerous times as a child. Even after listening to Kotomi's story, I don't remember very much from back then. It's like some dark red scab blocks my memory. Do I even want to remember? So what if I do remember? It won't bring anything back. My younger self is nowhere to be found. Kotomi's happiness is nowhere to be found either. I might only be doing this for my own satisfaction. It might be completely meaningless. Oh shit, wait, am I meant to quit? I don't know. No, obviously I'm meant to fucking keep going. Keep fucking going. I shake my head and psych myself up. Don't waste time thinking about things like that. As long as I finish the job, something will change. Except, I have a hard time believing that right now. I stand in the grass and watch as the sun sets. Alright, bye motherfucker, I hope you have a nice time going to the other side of the earth. So let's be talking to the sun there. I don't know why I did that, it's a bit weird actually. Why not? I like the sun. I'm at Kotomi's house holding an armload of tools. What, did you buy more or something? With what money? White paint, paint thinner, rust-proofing chemicals, a paintbrush, a wire brush, sand. Where did you get all this shit from? I was at the paint store at 8 in the morning buying all... With what money? You don't have money! Do you? I know you have like a poor equivalent of a council home in the UK house. Or did your dad give you some pocket money? How does that work? Okay, buying all this stuff. I said I wanted to paint a garden chair, and the clerk told me what I needed and how to do it. Of course, this time I prepared a change of clothes and work gloves. Well, thank God you did that. Now your hands won't die. I thought about everything when I got home last night, and I made up my mind. No more indecision. I'll do everything I can. The steps I'm taking are that important. That's what I've decided to believe. Alright, cool. We're going to see the... Well, they're not white yet, but hey-ho. The garden is just as I left it yesterday. Naturally, one night isn't enough for the grass to get overgrown again. But looking at it with fresh eyes, I can tell what a terrible job I'm doing. Mate, just tell Ichinose you should fucking clean your garden, you useless little prick. Your mum and dad died? That's no excuse. You need to actually do your housekeeping. Or whatever. I have to do everything properly if I want to finish in time for Kotomi's birthday. Yeah. Oh, bye chairs. Well, it's just like the wilderness. I move the chairs and table to a corner of the garden. Out of sight, out of mind. I assess the table's condition. In my memories, it's painted bright white. The table's paint is now flaking off and rust is everywhere. Exposed metal is showing in lots of places. I take the wire brush and scrape off the large patches of rust. Smaller patches of rust get the sandpaper. When the bare metal starts to appear, I apply the rust-proofing chemicals. I'm completely immersed in the work. Always good? It takes me about an hour to finish rust-proofing the table. While it dries, I start on a chair. I initially thought this would be easier because they're smaller, but their complicated shape makes them even harder to deal with. Oh, good. There's no easiness in life, is there? The second chair gets the same treatment with the sandpaper before I finish rust-proofing it. I decide to trim the hedges and trees while the chairs dry. I take the hedge clippers to a branch and squeeze with all my might. I hear a snapping sound and lots of green leaves fall to the ground. While I continue to work near the edge of the garden, I see something. Oops. Something hits my fingertips as I'm weeding and I jump backward. At first I think it's a stone, but it's a dirty, blackened brick. Did someone try and throw bricks at the windows when she was a kid? Bricks buried in the soil from a ring-shaped barrier blocking off the weeds. I get it. As if part of the scab in my mind flakes away, some memories return. This is that flower bed. Oh yes, is that the little bit you can see the vague, line of bricks there. Nah, cool. Many varieties of colourful flowers filled this area. I feel like I just discovered the ruins of an ancient city. Well, I mean, maybe you'll find some crystal beasts, you never know. I remove the overgrown weeds. A small bug scurries away, frightened by the light suddenly shining on it. Yeah, I know that. That's basically me. When I go outside, I'm like, oh shit, the sun. I have to fucking find darkness again. Always good. Once the rust proofing dries, it's time for the paint. I open the can of paint and dip the brush into it. I try to apply the paint as evenly as possible. The sky is clear. It's the perfect day for painting. It makes me want to whistle while I work. What a cool kid. I'd never imagined I would spend a Sunday painting in a garden. Well, you're a slave now. It's just the facts of life. The legs of the chairs are spotty from the rust proofing. Returning them to pure whiteness with new paint is a great feeling. If Kotomi were here, it'd be all the more fun. But she's fucking antisocial AF, so... Well, she'd probably just get in the way, useless motherfucker. She'd mess with the tools and get covered in paint. I can already see it happening. And she'd play a violin, and then that wouldn't motivate. That made me be like, fucking stop, please. There's no need to hurry. Kotomi will get her chance to do some gardening. Alright, fair enough. 3 p.m. That's a lot you've done in just, what, 5 hours? No, 7 hours? I'm surprised you have the attention span to do this for 7 hours. I finished painting the chairs and the table. I worked really carefully, and they came out great, if I do say so myself. Not bad at all. I also want to return the garden to its former glory, but to do that I need to know more about the gardening, or gardening in general. While grinning in satisfaction like the white chair, my stomach growls. I decide to head to the station for food. Kotomi, are you getting enough to eat? I call out to the window on the second floor. Naturally, no answer. I don't care if she's hiding somewhere while watching me. I'm going out for a bit, but I'll be back. You should get something to eat too. How do you know she's watching? You know, she hasn't said any of that yet. She might just be thinking, oh shit, look at this newspaper clipping. I change out of my paint-splattered clothes and get ready to go. Yeah. Bitch couldn't cook for me though, could she? I'm really decorating for her, might as well. I used to get like free burgers when I used to go to a friend's dad's house to help with gardening and all that, digging holes and shit. It was the best. It was my first proper paid job. The town is unchanging. The babbling of the crowds and the exhaust of the cars. The store signs and window displays flood my senses. It feels like I came from a different world that smells of earth, grass, and paint. I head to the bookstore first. If she's fucking in there, I'm gonna fucking kill her. I skim some books in the gardening section. Every single page has a lot of useful information. I learned that the way I sharpened the clippers was totally wrong, you fucking useless... You've ruined everything. The birthday's a disaster. We're all gonna fucking die. Mia's gonna crash because you didn't sharpen those cutters correctly. Moreover, those clippers are from the hedge trimming and not for cutting grass. There you go. It says here that grass shouldn't be cut without planning. Rotted patches should be replaced. I'm doing everything wrong. I'm at a loss. I buy a beginner's book on gardening and one on garden flowers. Then I walk over to the usual fast food shop. I get a burger combo with a coffee and find a place to sit. Sorry, I have to inappropriately please myself. I fucking love coffee. That's my one true love. Delving into the books, I start making a list of all the things I need to buy and do. Oh, okay, I thought you were going to say something, but that works too. By the time I leave, dusk is approaching. Dusk is always fucking approaching. I go to an ATM, withdraw everything in my account with the money I just so appropriately have. Don't know where it came from. Maybe I had some kind of savings account that my daddy didn't touch. This is the money I saved up to get out of that damned house. Oh, okay, so I wasn't far off. In the end, I never got a chance to spend it and completely forgot I had it. Now I want to thank my delinquent self. Next up is the hardware store. It's close enough to walk to, but I don't have much time. I decide to take the bus from the station. As I walk quickly at the edge of the sidewalk, a bench on the other side of the street catches my eye. 3 female students wearing my school's uniform are sitting on it. Going to school on a Sunday? Wait, the Founders Festival ceremony is today. I wonder what Furukawa and the others are doing. One of them turns around on the bench and sees me. Okazaki-san? Oh shit. Oh, it's you 3 girls. Why didn't you just say you knew them? Oh. What are you doing here? You guys! I run over to them, but they're still seated when I get there. Something seems wrong. On one side of the bench is a familiar violin case. Isn't that the violin from the other day? You borrowed it again? No one answers. I noticed that there's something wrong with the case. The hinge is coming off and the latch is bent. Pick it up and open the lid. Whoa. I groaned in surprise. The violin is cracked in half? Oh no! Wait, hold on a minute. That means I won't have to listen to the theme. The da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. This is good news. Why are we sad about this? This is excellent news. Stupendous news. I'm never going to have to listen to that horrible thing again. Yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Maybe I should calm down a bit. I'll never be in pain again. I'm immortal. I can't die. The violin was the only thing that could kill me. Now, I will never know pain again. Okay, anyway, this is probably a bit sad if I'm being serious. The neck part with the strings is completely separated from the body. The front side of the body is scraped up and split open. Is this like some random kids being like, man, I don't like this kid being successful. Oh, they don't have parents. Oh, I wish I didn't have parents. And then, you know, strangers being strangers. What happened to it? Still no answer. When I try to ask one more time, Kyo answers, her head still down. We wanted to give it to Kotomi as a present. But what fucking happened? Who beat up the violin? I start to understand what happened as she explains. The three of them wanted to do something for Kotomi on their own, no shit. With the help of Nishina. Oh, okay, Nishina from the choral club. They found the original owner of the violin. We finally managed to get in touch with her today. The owner is a former member of the choral club and completely forgot about abandoning the violin there. She said she didn't have a use for it anymore, so we could have it. We even got the music club to agree to it. The three were so happy and wanted to get the violin polished up. We talked to Nishina-san, and she suggested that we have someone do some maintenance work on it. So we all pitched in and decided to go to a shop. Furukawa and Fujibayashi must have been really happy. They were walking across the street, totally carefree and unaware, while holding the violin case. Suddenly, a motorcycle ran a red light and flew by them. Furukawa and Fujibayashi almost got hit. The motorcycle actually clipped the case, causing it to open in mid... Oh, fuck, that sucks. Could you maybe have just not stayed on the fucking pavement? You idiots. The violin slammed against the ground. To be clear, it's 100% the bike. No, it's not. You could have just fucking stayed on the pavement. I mean, I can see it's a bit thinner from here, but still. The club pres and Ryo aren't to blame at all, apparently. Kyo's attempt at cheering them up falls on deaf ears. The two are still completely dejected. Where's the biker? I tried to follow him, but he was long gone. If I had a metal pipe, I would have stuck it through the tires spokes, made him fall on his face, and beat him down with his motorcycle. Hold it! Going that far would be considered homicide. He ran a red light, so it's attempted murder. I'd be justified. You know, I can't imagine a situation where you'd have a metal pipe handy in the first place. Oh, be quiet. Still, unable to think of a good joke to ease the situation, I just look up at the sky. First a bus, now a motorcycle. They say that when it rains it pours, but why now of all times? I'm sorry. If only I had been more alert, this wouldn't have happened. You two feel way too responsible. Stop being depressed. Yeah, that's a way of cheering yourself up. Shout. I'm just glad that none of you were hurt. Seriously? If anything happened, that present would be the least of our worries. Kyo tries to cheer them up again, and Furukawa and Fujibayashi finally look up. I mean, that's a good point. Did you let the music shop guy take a look at it? I asked this while pointing at the violin case. That's why we're feeling down. Kyo morosely mumbles to herself. We asked the person in the instrument shop over there whether it could be fixed. And then Oni-chan got into a fight with... Oh no. It's his fault. He was taking advantage of us by trying to sell us a new one. You mean the one on clearance for 140,000 yen? I think of the violin in the store window while asking. He said that fixing this one would cost even more than that. Just for the repairs? The savings I withdrew couldn't even begin to cover it. He must be talking out of his butt just to get us to buy a new one. She says that confidently, but even as an amateur I can see the truth. Considering how badly this one's damaged, I don't think it's out of place to recommend a new one. You get it, right? Even 100 million yen wouldn't hold the same meaning. Kotomi has to have this violin. Everyone goes silent again. I mean, I kind of do get that bond between instrument and person, unless you've got a piano, in which case you can just have a polyamorous relationship with all the pianos. Violins, though, You marry your violin and you die with your violin. Unless your violin dies first, in which case it's okay to get a new one. We all know Kyo is right. Kotomi took such great care of this old instrument in the short time she had it. If she heard that it had been destroyed, how would she react? I don't even want to think about it. But really, what should we do? Kyo mumbles to herself while staring at the ground. Oh. Well, you know what? I think now is a good time to end the episode because I don't know what we're actually meant to do. I'm guessing can't give up? But I really don't know. Like, what the fuck are we going to do? But if you want to play the game to see if you can figure out what actually happens with this violin, there'll be a link to the game in the description down below. And without further ado, we both scratch until it's time. See ya!